Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander. They're taking on the Brooklyn Blaze. They already are 1-0, the New York Nitro, via their win on the women's side. Sean Cook and Cody Caldwell representing the Blaze here in match number 1 of men's play in the AVP League. Welcome inside, everybody. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn, part of the dynamic duo that is present here in the booth. All right, Rich, here we are. We are back to league play. We have an excellent matchup between these two teams with an interesting history where Crabb and Sander have won all 4.
Well, yeah, so that's obviously in play. Sean and Cody would like to get a win not only for themselves, but as you mentioned, the New York Nitro already 1-0 going into this, and that is the new wrinkle in this format, right? Is you not only got to do it for yourself, but you got to try and pick up your ladies that just dropped one in the first match as well.
All right, we'll see how this shakes out. Mark Sherman is going to have our introductions down on the sand. We're definitely looking forward to play throughout the league. Austin Aces, Brooklyn Blaze. It's a lot of alliteration here, Richard.
I love alliteration.
The LA Launch are in action later this evening against the San Diego Smash. Match number 2 of 4 in this distilled best of beach volleyball style format. Let's go to Mark. Let's get the players out there.
Here we go. We are ready for match number 2. And first up, let's meet the gentlemen of the New York Nitro. Hey, Taylor, who's number 1? Raise your hand. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing the number 1 out of Manoa Valley, Hawaii, the 6-foot defender. He is the Bug, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Taylor Crabb. And wearing the number 2 out of Corona, California, the 6'4" blocker with the absolute whip of an arm. Let me hear it for Taylor Sander. And their opponents from the Brooklyn Blaze. Who's wearing number 1? Raise your hand. Thank you, sir. This guy out of Newport Beach, California, bringing the fire, bringing the heat. For the Blaze, standing at 6 feet 6 inches tall, it's Cody Caldwell. And his partner, originally out of Perth, Scotland, now calls Hermosa Beach, California, his home. You are gonna fall in love, ladies and gentlemen, with Sean Cook.
Blaze 0-1. New York Nitro 1-0 via our women's match earlier this evening. We're going best of 3 sets, play to 15. We're going to side switch on 5. That's been coming fast. Got to win by 2 and almost no stoppages, only 1 timeout.
Yeah, it happens in a hurry, right? We talked to Jordan Chang in that first match. They talked about typically using the technical timeout as a way to kind of recalibrate in the middle of a match. That is no longer an option. You got to call your own timeout. You got 1 to use if you need it, and generally that's not a good thing.
The last meeting between these teams was consequential. It was the finals of our Huntington Beach Heritage Series event, where the Taylors cruised to victory 15-15 and punched their ticket to this league. There's a dig from Taylor Crabb, sans Nike, as he rolls it short in transition.
Little chesty dig into the fall away jumper. He leaves that loopy knee up. Bucket.
Glad his foot is feeling better so we can enjoy this.
It's a decent start to this match, Kev.
They have yet to drop a set this year, have the Taylors, to this pair of Caldwell and Cook, who've had themselves an excellent season. You'll see a lot of heat from those 2 big arms.
Yeah, between Cody Caldwell and Taylor Sander, a little bit of whip going on out there.
Caldwell, 2-time NCAA champion, playing indoors with Loyola of Chicago, but a California native coming out of Newport Beach. Crossbody! When these teams met in the final, I remember it just turned into bombs away on both sides.
Well, as it should be, right? That's the strength of both of these guys, Sander and Caldwell, just barely missing with the right hand. Caldwell knows that no look is coming.
if you're going to have your beach volleyball devolve a little bit, I would rather it devolve into caveman volleyball. Everyone just taking huge cuts.
You think that's a devolution?
Some would argue.
Some would argue. It just bombs away.
2-2. We're looking for a side change already. That's the fast pace we're getting in AVP League play here. Good handle on the serve by Crabb, who finds the line with ease. This is our second match of AVP League play. It was Blaze versus Nitro earlier tonight. The opener, Cheng and Hughes. It took them 2 sets and overtime in the second, couple of deuce sets opportunities, and there's the camaraderie. 15-13, 16-14, and then the 5s.
Yeah, and that took a little grit too, because they gave up a run through the middle part of that second set. Made that very interesting.
A nice right hand stab. Kept alive. Crabb will reset. Won't get out.
Yeah, Sean Cook elevating. I don't know what it is about this sand. I don't know if our court staff has it so perfectly flat, if it's jumpy sand, but these guys are flying and feasting right now.
Are you calling Northridge Grass Tournament right now? Is that where you're headed with this?
Well, I mean, that was my only opportunity to ever hit above the tape, is a grass tournament.
Someone get Chris Geeter McGee out here to take my entry fee. Big high swing from the high-flying Taylor Sander, an Olympian and medalist. Couple-time Olympian, 2016, 2020, 2021, however you want to define it. Came out of BYU. Both these guys, National Player of the Year before the Taylors. Cook turns, and he puts that one away. A lot of big swings early, as expected.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see Sander going with just a float serve, because we talked about the arm swings of he and Cody Caldwell. That factors in big in their serving, typically.
Set to the middle, and that one was long, no touch. Let's check in with Cameron, who's enjoying this match from courtside.
Hey guys, I actually caught up with Evie Matthews, the coach for Taylor and Taylor. I said, what do they need to be concerned about on the other side from Sean and Cody? They said, first and foremost, we have to start fast. They also talked about hitting their spots on the serve. They're actually looking for that mid-range. Oh, hey guys, enjoying this, but they're looking for that mid-range serve right to Cody's sideline. Also paying attention to the jump set. They're gonna have to pay attention to that defensively, because sometimes they're not going with the 1-2-3. That's from Evie Matthews, guys.
All right, we're going 5-5 side change. Thanks, Cam. The social nature on display there for a second as somebody just wanders by and says hi to Cam as she's on air. This is intimate access like never before.
Absolutely, yeah. And right on cue, we saw everything Cam was talking about there, I think, in that play that was developing while she was explaining it to us.
5-5, Caldwell at the net. Cook looking for the line. Finds Sander. And he finds the sand. Yikes.
Those are visceral almost, Kevin. You can feel them all the way up in our booth.
The celebrity side out, king of the court style beach competition philanthropy thing is set up by the Taylors.
I think when you can hit like that, you just immediately ascend into celebrity status.
There never was a celebrity side out with libero Rich Lamborn.
No. I was going to start a series of camps, and it was going to be called Who?
Interesting, the choice of whether to go with glasses or not with glasses. We saw earlier no sand timeouts to clean glasses, but we have two guys out here with some version of clears or rose-colored as Sean Cook bangs through there down in front of Taylor Crabb. Crabb has those rose-colored ones on. Do you think there's any benefit to going colors with your lenses for the evening play?
Well, I think there's a couple things in play there. I think you get used to playing with kind of the glasses on your face, so it feels comfortable. Tay's got that nice Oakley sponsorship, so he gets all of those glasses. It was a really nice block from Cody Caldwell. I also thought it was maybe just a little bit of a nod, as we are on the UCLA campus, to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Excellent call. First 2-point lead by either team is taken by the Brooklyn Blaze, 8-6.
Maybe Lou Alcindor back then.
Lou Alcindor, back in his high school days. That one cracked straight down the middle, and the jumper Sand continues to produce highlights.
Yeah, that's a really good swing and a nice read by Cody. You can watch him think a shot's coming here, delay a little bit. ends up guessing wrong, but it is kind of a good read, especially against the likes of Crabb.
A little extra step. That was even later than we're used to seeing people go up.
Yeah.
There's that jump set. The roll and crawling there is the bug. And that is definitely going down.
That is tremendous control. Not easy when the ball gets redirected off the tape. And then if we get a replay, I'm not sure we will, kind of that, watch this one-arm spear with the left. Yeah, unbelievable ball control from the bug.
Do not doubt our excellent crew. A service, almost. Instead, Crabb will have to do the work here at the net, and he'll find the sand once again with another shot. I do not have the knowledge to come up with another guy who's had that variety of shots. I've seen from Taylor early in this match, but also in Chicago.
Yeah, he's got all the shots. Obviously, you would kind of think to be his size and be as successful as he's been, that would be sort of a prerequisite, right? That one right there was another nod to a UCLA great. Stein Metzger kind of popularized that knuckle shot back.
A service there. But just like that, a 4-0 run the other way, 10-8 the lead for the New York Nitro.
The second 2-point lead of the match for you.
There you go. Followed by Taylor Crabb, star outside hitter at Long Beach State during his time. His timeout is taken by the Brooklyn Blaze. Sean Cook going darker glasses there. Interesting choice. Let's check in with Cameron during this timeout.
All right, guys, well, I'm having some fun down here. We've got Sarah and Kelly. They just picked up, of course, their first win. Sarah, I'll start with you. I mean, so fun in this new format. Just how fast did that feel? Because it felt like 8 minutes up there in the booth.
It goes by really fast, especially if you don't get the strongest start. So you gotta, it's all about starting strong, but we had a lot of fun, so we're excited for more.
Okay, but let's talk about from first set to second set in your guys' matchup, because you had 8 kills in the first. You finished with 16 in total. I mean, what's the balance for you guys in terms of finding the option play and just where the offense is coming from? I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think every game is different, so just feeling it out the first few points. I feel like normally the first technical timeout, we're collecting data, figuring out, okay, what is this team doing? How are we feeling? And we can't do that here because there's no technical timeout and the game's done at 15 points. So, you know, we got to start off strong, you know, come out and make a statement, and yeah, we did that.
Okay, I'm thinking about the 3 arms. I mean, you can bounce a ball, there's no question about it, but the 2 guys currently on your team can bounce a ball as well as your partner was doing the same thing. Do you think she's going to have the best bounce of the night?
I think so. I mean, did you see the one she dug? I set her 50-50 and she bounced that thing straight down. So go ahead, Taylors. Try to one-up Kelly tonight.
All right, well, let's see if they can one-up. Right now, you guys are enjoying this from the end zone. Man, what a fun experience.
It's the craft of volleyball that's winning right now for the Taylors. Another well-placed pokey.
Yeah, and a 5-0 run for the Taylors. Gets them in front by 3. You like the synchronicity on the team of Chang and Hughes. Coach Chang told us they like to recalibrate at the technical timeout. Player Chang told us they like to recalibrate at the timeout. That's 6 in a row, Kev.
6 in a row, and the first big stuff block, that one by Sander. And interesting, Crabb shed the glasses after the timeout. That's going to be something people have to sort out.
Yeah. I mean,
not a lot of night matches played in the history of beach volleyball. That's about to change.
That is about to change. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if people like playing with the goggles.
Of course, back in the day, they did have some indoor and outdoor tennis center events back 15, 20, 30 years ago or more. So we get back to some of that lineage here with our events. 9 straight weeks of beach volleyball play all across America. We'll be in Miami next weekend for week 2. Crabb goes short. Cook takes that one from well off the net and moves it to the sand.
They're going to need a run the likes of the one that their teammates put together in the last match to try and get back into this after giving up 7 straight.
Yeah, there were a couple trickle aces in there by Cannon and Kraft to get back in that second. And now it'll start it right away. Rich Lamborn, they're listening.
That is, oh, sorry, Kev. The Lincoln Park corollary, I like to say, starts with 1.
little inside out, and you couldn't have gone any better to the line. That's all nylon.
Yeah, that is a great look at it from our crew.
Similar serve, a little bit harder. Sander handles it, goes soft over the top. Caldwell reaches back and then gets stuffed.
That is a great play on both ends. That move from Cody Caldwell, tremendously athletic just to keep that alive. Watch on the replay, not a lot he can do, and great discipline from Taylor Sander on the block to close down what I like to call the easy out to the line.
That sets up the Nitro for their first set point, and it's a triple ace. 15-10, the first set goes to the Taylors, the New York Nitro.
Developing theme, Kevin.
They continue their dominance. They've won 5 straight, taken 6 straight sets over Caldwell and Cook. All you have to do is get half the ball over the cable.
From a physics standpoint, you are correct.
The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
A 9-2 run closes set number 1 in favor of the New York Nitro and Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander. They had 2 aces in that, including the triple ace to win it, but on the other side, there were 3 hitting errors for Caldwell and Cook. What would you change here in the second set after you take that 15-10 loss?
Yeah, I don't know that it's so much a matter of changing anything necessarily. It's just an execution game, right? They were doing very well. They opened up the first 2-point lead of that match, and then all of a sudden just kind of hit a lull. Taylor played a little defense, started applying a little bit more pressure from the service line, as you mentioned, with those couple aces. So they just need to be a little bit better on the execution side. I like the aggressive mindset.
Skyball competition happening now on Stadium. You have the opportunity to join in a Skyball competition as we take our league nationwide. Next week we'll be down in Miami, September 21st and 22nd. Then it's back into California for San Diego. Be a couple of trips to Texas throughout the year before we finish everything out. Back in LA, November 9 and 10. Just get into the rhythm of it Saturday nights and Sunday afternoons. So catch us somewhere and catch one of our 8 teams, the Brooklyn Blaze, taking on New York Nitro right now. That is match number 1, or matchup number 1 between the teams. The LA Launch and the San Diego Smash are going to face off next in our second 2 matches. We'll go men first, women second. Our upcoming men's match is Team TNT, Baumgren and Field taking on Buttinger and Evans. No word yet on whether Baumgren or Field will be pushed down during that event. Trying to come out with another ace to start the second set was Caldwell, misses wide left.
No offense to Troy, but I think that's the wiser choice if you're going to push down somebody. Timmy Baumgren, I think, might push back a little harder.
The Minnesota Mauler.
That's right.
Might get you. Little jump float action, a little hybrid. That ball will be tight and low, but doesn't matter. Pulled out by Caldwell and finished by Cook.
Interesting to kind of watch that because Taylor Sanders gone to a little bit of a indoor style swing blocking, I don't know, tactic if you want to call it that. And so he gets a little bit wide of that set and it drops inside.
Back-to-back service errors open the second set for the Brooklyn Blaze. Taylor Crabb, you'll hear us call him the Bug, course raised in Hawaii, part of that Outrigger Canoe Club with so many professional players, beach and outdoor, or pardon me, indoor. and many Olympians in that group. Tri-born Micah Christensen. Both the Crabb brothers.
Yeah, you just
Shojis.
The McKibbins, it's unbelievable how many great volleyball players come out of seemingly such a small area. It's kind of an iron sharpens iron type of thing, right? They all grow up around one another and they just sort of, I don't know, become a mutual high tide that lifts all their boats.
Yeah, Taylor, one of the youngest of that group, always having to fight and scratch and claw for anything. It served him well. He will scratch and claw in defense here. He has yet to kind of uncork a big swing. There's one from the right side of the defense by Caldwell.
And that's where it's good to not have glasses on your face as that ball kind of buzzes the tower.
I knew you'd get a Top Gun reference in eventually. We were talking about that this evening before we started.
Taylor playing the role of Penny Benjamin on that play.
There's a little drop down low variety of shot. Taylor Sander with the kill. And Cameron Irwin, I don't know, where'd she go? Cam, are you with us?
I am. I'm actually all the way on the opposite side from you guys, and I'm actually hanging out with Kurt Lee, the coach for Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook. I have to ask, after that first set, any adjustments from these two? I know they like to run that quick offense with the option play.
Yeah, I think when we get down a little bit, staying composed and getting right back in rhythm. It was just a fluky run right there, and that's what I told them. Hey, second set's always ours, and we want those moments to control. And I think we just kind of get a little quiet. The energy loses a little bit, and then we get in these little ruts, but we're going to see if we can handle that this time.
I mean, these guys are never really short of energy, right? We're talking about Sean Cook, who brings so much personality to the game. Do you ever have to tone him back? We don't want to see that.
I think it's just more consistent in moments like that. I would like to see him when we're down give that rev up the crowd. So that's what we're talking about, is consistent energy, you know, and not just when we're up beating on somebody, but even those moments. Like, this is a good challenge for them. That's what I want them to handle, is their composure and their rhythm in these situations.
And then lastly, give us a little insight to your background. You told me about the connection to Cody, but educate the rest of us in terms of the coaching staff for these guys.
Always played, shoot. I gotta get him.
We just lost him. Cody's giving us the where is my coach call.
Side switch, Kurt Lee hustling to get there. Thanks, Cameron.
Apparently we got to keep working on our counting down here on the sand.
Yeah, I got to work on those quick side changes. All right. Sean Cook back to serve once again. 10 years indoors all over the place. In England, the Netherlands, in France. Originally from Scotland. Not a lot of beach volleyball athletes coming out of Scotland.
Yeah, he would be the first, the kind of William Wallace of the beach volleyball.
Officially became a United States citizen in a ceremony in January. Congratulations to him. Does want to compete for USAV. Put him in the same category as a Kame Schulk or a Donald Sujo. That ball blasted through, touched, it'll have to be put over, and it's good.
Unbelievable creativity from the Taylors, and what a position from the bug in the backcourt.
Was that a reverse cobra, or was that Knuckles there? I want to see.
I think he got the front of the hand, but it is the lefty. Have a look.
A little heel of the hand.
Another luau cinder nod. Sky hook to the corner.
Of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar starred here in Westwood for the Wizard of Westwood. Transition opportunity here and blocked again. Boy, it's been some timely blocking for Taylor Sander.
And that was really nice discipline from Sander. You could see it looked as though Cody Caldwell was going everything into the angle there. Sander stays home on that line, just presses over, gets rewarded there. That was a really nice discipline. T. Sander.
All right, Cook and Caldwell are going to need to channel some John Wooden here if they're going to come back. At the moment, it's a lot of the Taylors. Will it be more? Crabb trying to put that one away. Good touch by Caldwell, but it does not make it over again. Credit the block to the bug, too.
I don't know what we want to call it. In fighting, it would be who's the pound-for-pound best fighter. The number of opportunities that Taylor Crabb gets at the net versus the number of blocks he gets is astounding. It seems as though it happens every time he's up there.
You know who'd want to put himself in that conversation? Nick Lucena. He would want to try and go back and review the tapes and come up with a percentage to see if he could beat him.
I think he'd have a case. And remember, moments ago it was 5-5 on the side change. It is now 10-5. So it was interesting insight from Coach Kurt Lee, though, about kind of maintaining their energy even when they hit these lulls. He said it was kind of a fluky lull that they had in that first set, but they're facing another one right here. So how do they bounce back? Can they get that energy going when they're down?
Yeah, I think different than that first set where the fluke was the ball hit the cable and trickled over.
Right. Here
it seems to have just been taken via plays from the Taylors.
Yeah, there's been some, and there's not a lot you can do if your opponent makes great plays. You just kind of have to keep chugging along. I would, respectfully, of course, disagree that as the Taylors have yet to drop a set to this team, that the second set is always ours, as Coach Kurt Lee told us, because that is yet to be proven the case. But let's see if they can bounce back here.
Caldwell and Cook knew the challenge was coming playing against the Taylors. We caught up with them before the event.
I mean, the Taylors, yeah, ours to lose to the Taylors, because, they've been a higher seed than me probably my entire career, but I've had them on the ropes, a few times, and those ones stay. I remember, a year ago, me and Sean had them, we won the first set, we had them 2018 in the second set, a couple match points. They had to rip some aces, and then they ended up winning in 3. I remember walking out to the lake and, had them right there again and just couldn't close it out. I feel like they just hold off until the last moment that they need to. Oh, okay, all we need to try, all right. And all of a sudden the game's over in the blink of an eye. Man. It would be nice to beat Taylor Sander after last year when he called me Tubby and flipped me off. He says it wasn't to me, so. Big stakes on the line, and yeah, it brings a little extra fire, for sure.
The fire of the blaze being extinguished for the moment. 15-10 and now 10-5.
These must be relative terms if we're referring to Sean Cook as Tubby.
Yeah, exactly. Crabb had all the steam, did not hit it. Gets under that one for the set, and that comes back. Finally a little momentum. Now there's Sean Cook.
That is much needed there, because if that was going to be a highlight one way or the other, right, Kevin? If that thing would have bounced past the arm of Cody Caldwell, it would have been night-night.
Instead, that one blocked right onto Taylor Sander.
The set from Crabb's phenomenal. Underneath the net, just getting spin on it.
Well, you'd love to see Sean Cook get going here for the crowd, for the entertainment value, and for a third set.
It is important to win these in straight sets, right? It can come down to kind of tiebreaker situations later in the season if your win-loss record is even.
We have 8 weeks of play. You're going to have 16 opportunities to pick up a victory per team, because you're going to play that many matches between your men's and your women's pairs. You're each going to have 8 matches. If you come down, you're tied 8-8 with another team, they'll go back and assign the points like an Olympic scoring system. If you have a sweep, it's 3. If you win in 3, it's 1-2. Very familiar with that if you've been watching indoor at all in terms of the points and the scoring, indoor or beach, internationally. But that will only come into play should we have a tie at the end of 8 weeks of play as we look forward to the championships back here in LA. All right, is this some coaching going on?
Well, it's certainly some support. They would like to see this wrap up in 2 for their guys. Kelly Chang, no doubt, going to be disappointed with that effort.
She should let him know.
Yeah, maybe the Taylor's happy to be switching away from the side that Chang and Hughes are watching from.
That's right. Your teammates are heckling you. I think it'll be interesting to follow. So many of the women, they've played on teams. They've played collegiate sand or beach volleyball, as it was called, and they're used to that format. The men do not have that.
Yeah, they
have not had that.
Certainly that is an advantage for the ladies as far as kind of dealing with this format.
Well, the Taylors are looking like they're going to close this out. It goes so fast. If you get a big lead like that, you really have to have a huge run to come back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the through line from all the athletes we're talking to, right, is how quickly these matches go and how quickly these sets go. If you get in a hole, your time to come back is greatly diminished.
And it looks to me like the Taylors are taking more risk on service with the lead. They're trying to get some quick points here.
Which I like. I mean, I like that mindset from them in general. It's certainly having a 4-point lead affords them some comfort.
Softly done to the short side.
I mean, when you can uncork like Sander can, and then you can pair it with a soft little baby line, that is just devastating.
Match point. First chance to close it. Caldwell holds onto it with his thumbs. There might be some questions there, but probably not at 14-10.
Mango sticky rice for a Saturday evening.
14-10, second chance to close it. First set was a 9-2 run to close it for the Taylors. They had that 5-0 run in the middle to extend to 10-5. And now they're looking for the 15-10 victory. Not yet. Not yet.
Now the pressure's on for the Taylors because they're back on the side where Kelly Cheng and Sarah Hughes are. Yeah, that thing had some swirl, didn't it?
Oh, they're having fun.
They have faith in their guys. It just takes 1 out of 3 here.
Third chance to close. Does he swing for it? Shoot set. That had to be popped back over. Crabb, nobody off, unleashes, and it's over.
I would love to know what the communication was there. The ladies elated by that win, but how quickly that little step in happens on the transition play was fantastic.
There's the music of the night. The Nitro go 2-0.
And watch how quickly this happens once the ball comes back onto the side of the Taylors.
Oh, they have to have worked on that play.
Yeah, that must be a set play. I don't know that there's time to communicate it, and it was just perfectly executed. The things you can get away with when you got a couple points in the bank, Kevin.
Well, 2 collegiate national players of the year with their indoor reps. They come out here on the hard-packed sand and start running some interesting attack patterns. None more interesting than that final one from Taylor Crabb to close it out, 15-11.
Coach Evie Matthews, no doubt pleased with that performance. Always a little bit of an unknown when it's your first match in a new format, a new kind of system. But they did beautifully out there, the Taylors.
So the Taylors take a little more risk in service towards the end of that one, but maintain their offensive ferocity for the victory. The New York Nitro will go down as 2-0 as they leave tonight. They'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon as we'll return here to the Tennis Center for day 2 of our opening weekend of play, and the Brooklyn Blaze will get a chance to get on the board. They go down to 0-2. Tough start for the Brooklanders.
I think I might have seen almost a bead of sweat in Taylor Crabb's hair as well.
All right, Mark Sherman with our winners.
Here with the winners of our most recent match, the New York Nitro, now 2-0 to start off the league. Down here with Taylor, Eiley, Adla, how we doing? Taylor, what's it like to play under the lights for your first match in the league?
It was incredible. It was exciting. The fans were amazing during our game, so thank you for being here and supporting us. Nitro off to 2 wins.
2-0 start. Hey, what do you think about that, Atlee? Exactly. I'm speechless. I am too. I feel it. Taylor Sander, playing here, do we bring the sand out to the court? You're flying high out there. You look like you were feeling good. What's the energy like under the lights?
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you to the AVP for, giving us this platform to play in front of you guys. We train really hard, and to come out and perform for you guys, try and put on a show. But yeah, the sand is definitely jumpy. We train in the deepest sand in the world in Hermosa, so it was a little different, but stoked to be here.
You guys are flying high, hitting hard. You're off to a big start. The New York Nitro are 2-0, everybody. Give it up for Taylor and Taylor.
Sander and Crabb come out with the victory, much to the delight of their teammates, Cheng and Hughes. Both of them winners here tonight. Let's take a look at our Wilson play of the day. That was the lefty slap back over off the Crabb dig.
Yeah, the lefty hook. Amazing concentration from T. Crabb to get that ball through the hands of his partner on the block.
Yeah, Sander finished with 9 kills on 17 attempts, but he was outdone by his partner as the Nitro celebrate 9 kills on 13 attempts from Taylor Crabb to go with 2 aces across their 30 points scored.
Will Kelly Cheng, do you think, convince the rest of her teammates to wear the mom jeans post-match?
Look at our league standings here. Nitro 2-0. Blaze a little work to do. They'll get a second chance tomorrow. They sit at 0-2. LA Launch, San Diego Smash are up in our next 2 matches. They will face off. We're going to have the men first. We're looking forward to seeing them take the sand. Tim Bomker and Troy Field taking on Buttinger and Evans. The AVP League is underway. Night number 1. The sun has set, but we're only just heating up. Congratulations to the Nitro. 2-0.